Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Project Lemons to Lemonade. Our next guest built a community of women all across Canada that reaches 500,000 women a month. One of her Instagram feeds was voted best Instagram feed by Best of Calgary. And most people would not know, but she's scared of swimming with fish and she knows karate, so she can chop them all up when she needs to. Please welcome Mandy Balak. Hi, Mandy.
Thanks so much for having me, Daphne. Such a random fun fact, right?
Yes, I love that. Those are my favorite. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I love that you're doing this. I love it. It's so awesome to just generate some positivity in our community right now.
Yes, that's what it's about, making lemonade, right?
That was my
But
first job, and it might be my next job too.
oh, at the Stampede?
Yeah. No, and in my front lawn.
Oh, nice, nice. Yes, my son is really great at it, and
Yeah.
just really enjoy the entrepreneur in him too, right? It's. I think we know when an entrepreneur is coming up when they're like, I need to put that lemonade stand out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're like, oh, I know what's going to happen to you in the future. So, Mandy, before what's happening today, you were running 4 to 5 events a month, and you've had to change your business model to accommodate all the people that you served. What have you guys done to make all those changes in such a short period of time?
Yeah, there's been a massive amount of change occurring. My business is called the ACE Class. It's our mission to empower women to make a bigger impact in the world. And we do that through fostering real and vulnerable conversations and connections that support each other. And that often takes place at events. So we host multiple events all across the country. We also were right around the corner from our huge Rise Women's Conference that was supposed to happen in April, which has now been moved to the fall. And we have had to take all of those events and all of those things that we were doing to connect the women in our community and move them online.
And so you have a community of over 300 women interacting with you, and seems like a lot to manage. And you're doing some really cool stuff on with Facebook groups and Instagram. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so social media allows us to really activate the community, to create conversations, and to facilitate connection outside of our online and virtual events that we're having. Each morning, I'm actually hosting an Instagram Live at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time, which has gone really well. We've had 300 people on the call, and I am just like no makeup on, sitting on the floor of my office right behind here. And the series is called Morning Mindset with Mandy. And it is really about, your day is as good as your mindset. And right now there's so much uncertainty. We're living in unprecedented times as an entrepreneur, as humans, as a society. And there's a lot of stress, anxiety, and fear that comes along with that is completely out of our control. We have no control over when this ends. We have no control over what's happening to the economy. There's a lot on the list of things that we cannot control. And the intention behind creating this group, this opportunity to connect online, is how can we get in control with the things that we can control? And that starts with our mindset, right? And so it's little things, it's little simple things that we can do each day that contribute to, a much bigger ripple effect in how we handle hard things in our life. And so that might be something as simple as scheduling a walk into your day, FaceTiming with a loved one, drinking water, eating healthy, moving your body. Like so many fitness studios have pivoted and brought the fitness classes inside, that we can do them in our living room, in our kitchen, which I'm doing, and it's amazing. But it's those little things that the more those compound and the more that we find success in doing those little things, the more in control we feel about all that we are out of control on, right? And so it's been a really positive space. We also have a members only Facebook group. So for the women that are members in our community, we have some more conversations in there. We're, sharing resources, connecting with one another, asking how can we really help. And that's been a really positive place as well. And what we're really focused on is continuing to show up for the community, ask how we can help, and being a light, because really, being that light, being the positivity, and bringing people together and making sure that we're connected is all we can really do right now. And we need each other. We need community and connection more than ever. And so my commitment is to continue to show up and build that.
That's awesome. That's what we need. That's how we're all going to make it through this, and by supporting each other. And so you coach a lot of women. You've got ACE Class, And what are you hearing right now that entrepreneurs are, what kind of questions are being asked and what's happening out there in your network?
I think simple things like we have had to pivot. Everyone has. It has been crazy to see how many incredible creative ideas are happening with businesses right now, like thinking about moving your whole business online. Like I went to go pick up some dumbbells from my gym yesterday because they're like, hey, we're going to lend these out to you. And I went to pick them up. I was like, could you ever imagine that you were going to be renting dumbbells out of your brand new gym? Like this is insane. But seeing businesses sell their future services online, asking for people to buy gift cards, moving events online, doing online meetings, online stream, it's crazy. Collectively, we have moved and pivoted so much faster than anyone could have ever been prepared for. And when you think about that sort of collective power, that's really, really amazing. But we're seeing people just struggle with that learning curve. And okay, how do I get on board? How do I use this tool? Which tool should I use? How do I continue to show up for my clients? How do I communicate and talk to my customers and my community online in a way that's respective to what is going on? So a lot of like marketing questions, a lot of tools and resources and how to actually build your business online. And so we're able to really support because, I've been an entrepreneur for 8 years. My first company was in the media space with Date Night YYC, very familiar with marketing, communications, things like that. And so I'm lucky that I have those tools in my arsenal that I can support people with, getting on board, getting onto these platforms and continuing to share their message and continuing to show up and support their community. So lots of questions about that as well. We're getting a lot of people just saying like, what should I be doing right now? Like there's a lot of confusion of, we don't have a timeline. We don't have a crystal ball for when this is going to all be over. And my answer to that is we should be investing in what we can count on, which is ourselves. And as entrepreneurs, we need to be continually investing in our growth, continually investing in our leadership development, our personal development, so that we can continue to show up for our communities, continue to show up to our teams, continue to build, evolve, innovate, pivot as fast as possible. So, investing in your growth, doubling down on reading, learning, online courses, anything like that, and also asking how you can help. And I think that that's really what we can be doing right now to make sure we come out of this stronger.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a big fan of marketing. So what kind of marketing tips are you sharing about? And it's what's unique about what's happening right now is that we do have to have a lot of empathy for what's going on, but at the same time, as business owners, we want to put the next step forward. Like how do we present ourselves online, and how do we have that empathetic conversation and present ourselves in the best light? What are you recommending to your community?
Yeah, be real. Like whether you're PR crisis trained or not, we've never been through this before. And as a collective, we have never been through this before. And I think it's really important that we're real, that we're compassionate, we're honest, we're transparent, because on the other side of this is our word and our integrity. And when this all passes, we want to make sure we're showing up responsibly. We're doing the best that we can. I'm really open and honest with my communities, and the advice that I give people is like, if you don't know the answer to something, say you don't know the answer to something. If you don't know how to do something, say, thank you for your patience while I learn what to do. We are doing our best to serve you, and ask for people to support you back in that. And I think people are, I tend to see that people are afraid to ask for that. Like we're supposed to have it all figured out, but it's okay if we don't have it all figured out. It's okay if we are human. It's okay if it's a little messy and sloppy and you don't have a the perfect response right away. But instead of just reacting to that response, I think it's important that we put something together that is just, hey, we're doing our best to look into this. And we're with you in this, and we appreciate your support, your patience, and we're going to get back to you as soon as we can, right? So, and really coming together and really having compassion for anyone that's going through. I mean, we're all going through the same thing. So,
Yeah. Thank you, Mandy.
thank you for having me, and thank you for doing this and spreading some hope and some love for our community.